Welcome to the Becks, a podcast that explores multimedia horror with hosts Becky and Sydney. Join us as we talk about movies, books, video games, music, and much, much more.
Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Sydney Rebecca.
And I'm Rebecca Snow.
And we're the Becks. This week we're talking about Bad Things Happen Here.
Bad things do happen here.
This is a film that a small indie Michigan film company created. Took them a couple of years to produce, and we were able to go to the premiere this past weekend to see it for the first time.
Yay!
It was so good.
Yeah, this is their second film that we've been able to watch.
Yeah, so a few years ago, they did a film called Flesh, which was, I think, half the runtime, and probably had half the people working on it. But I was impressed with it even then.
I was too.
And so this was, like, far and away improved.
Oh, yeah, they've done a lot of things so much better in this one. And I just think that their cinematography was really good this time. I enjoyed Flesh.
Yeah,
Don't
it was
get me
good.
wrong, I really did enjoy it. Roger and I both enjoyed it. And we were looking forward to, you're the one that kind of put me onto it because you know some of the people. So then we went and saw Flesh, and then we've been waiting, maybe not so patiently, for their next one to come out.
Yeah,
It's just cool. They're such a small group, and they're young people. They're like Sydney's age, so they're young people with a lot of ambition and a lot of hopes and dreams, and it's pretty cool to watch.
So this movie is about a girl named Mercy. She gets into a car accident that ends up killing her boyfriend. And it deals with the ramifications of that. She's a very mentally ill person, and that event is very traumatic.
Mental illness runs in her family, and she was already battling those demons that you get from mental illness. And her boyfriend were kind of having, not really an argument, but a heated discussion at the time of the accident. So not only does she have the survivor's guilt of just being the one that survived, but also knowing that she blames herself. She thinks she caused it because of them having the heated discussion. But we all know we've been there and done that ourselves, and that's not how it is. But when you do have mental illness, it tends to lead you down that path to make you realize, or to make you feel as if you are the cause of everything bad that's ever happened.
Yeah, I mean, survivor's guilt is hard enough when you don't have the burden of a mental illness already.
Yeah.
So stacking that on top of it is just a recipe for disaster, and it really did not work out for Mercy.
No.
Not even a little bit.
No. And it starts right off with them talking, well, her boyfriend talking about how he was afraid she was going to end up like her mom because her mom had issues.
And she gets very offended by that, which, even if you don't have problems with your mother, there really is nothing worse than being compared to your mother.
My dad used to say, every girl grows into her mother, and it used to make me so mad. Not that I love my mom, and my mom was a good mom, and she, you know, I mean, we all have our issues. Our parents all fuck us up in one way or another.
Yeah.
It's just because you don't come with a manual, and how do you do everything perfect? If you had a perfect childhood, good for you. I had a pretty good childhood, but even my dad saying, oh, girls turn into their moms, I was like, oh, hell no. No. So, yeah.
Let's just get into it. Mercy, after the accident, decides to move back into her childhood home, which is crazy work, in my opinion.
Yeah, she had so many bad memories with her mom. She had already made that clear. And so to move back into the place where she had been with her mom. And you don't know really what happened to her mom. They just say you're going to end up like your mom. So at that point, you don't really know. You just know that things aren't good.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, she kind of submerges herself right into the spot where things were not good.
And this is the thing, too, is one of the things that Mercy says to her best friend, Mackenzie, she's like, yeah, I think I just need to spend some time alone. Which was immediately like a red flag to me, because when you're that traumatized and that upset and that unwell, especially after a event that was so traumatic, and then compounding that by moving into a home where she experienced nothing but bad things later on, you don't want to rot in your miasma of terrible. Like, it's a really bad idea.
The worst thing you can do, like you said, when you are mentally ill and you are struggling with guilt, anger, loss, grief, all of that, is to not have someone there that you can confide in, that you can turn to, because then you 100% go into yourself and you just go deeper into that, whatever, whether it's grief, psychosis, whatever it is, you spiral deeper and deeper because there's no one there to try and keep you grounded, no one there to try and pull you out of it. And when you isolate yourself, it just makes it worse.
Yeah, and through a flashback, we see that her and Alex, her boyfriend, were looking at apartments together and were planning on living together. So, like, her being in her childhood home is another reminder of kind of how much her life has fallen apart. Because there's nowhere else for her to go.
Yeah. Yeah, she lost her future when she lost her boyfriend. And so she just, I'm sure she had to go home because there was no, where else do you go? I'm sure she could have stayed with her best friend. I'm sure she could have. But again, she was already spiraling into a very dark place.
Yeah, she convinced herself that she needed to be alone. And there was nobody really there to give her any pushback for it. And this is the hard thing, too. As someone with mental health and as someone who used to have a friend that had some severe mental health issues, it's hard to know exactly how much pressure you should exert on someone to get better. And
yeah, how far do you push? Because if you push too far, you could push them the other way. If you push too far, you're not going to be allowed in their life.
Yeah.
And
if you don't push hard enough, then
it's being a friend in itself is hard enough to know what your boundaries are.
Yeah.
Let alone when you have a friend that's mentally ill and you're trying to save them, and you get angry. I mean, we've been there. I've had mentally ill friends. I'm sure people have dealt with me when I've not been at my best. And we tend to get angry. It's like, just, you can't fucking do this. You have to stop what you're doing and do something different, or something bad is going to happen, which we see in the movie. This has been said. And I think I have probably been there and been wanting to just, I've dealt with my children, and I don't think my son would be embarrassed, but my one son was very suicidal. And he, in desperation as a mother, I was like, well, what the fuck? We need to put you somewhere. We need to, you need to do this. And I'm sorry, I'm swearing so much, but this is a very intense subject for me. And I went about it the wrong way, but it was my emotions that were so strong, and I shouldn't have ever reacted that way. You have to, but it's like,
it's
no, I'm not going to let you, I'm not going to let you do this, but.
Yeah, you kind of have to remove yourself from the situation enough emotionally so that you can be the rock for the person that's going through that. But that's way easier said than done, right?
It is. When you love someone, it's really hard to watch them go down that path and you don't know which way they're going to choose to go. It's terrifying. It's terrifying to not know if tomorrow you're going to wake up and get the news that your friend is gone
Yeah.
or has hurt themselves or and then you're in that situation where you have the guilt. It's just mental illness sucks. It sucks. It sucks. It sucks so bad. And it's not, the one thing I will say, Nick is the director of the film, and he came out before they showed it, and he said, a lot of times you see suicide and mental health glamorized in Hollywood, and they really did not do that in this. They took it to the absolute core, and he kept saying, it's a weird film, which, okay, I'll give it. It's a weird film, but they hit a lot of things that are pretty intense. It's a pretty intense film, and they got a lot of things across.
I don't know. I didn't find it to be that weird.
I didn't find it to be that weird. I mean, there's some things that they throw in there, but if you go into it knowing, and he made it very clear that it was about mental health, and that's what it's about, then everything that goes along and everything that's thrown in there and the little nuances that are here and there and the strangeness that pops up is, unless you have never been around a single person or never heard anything or read anything about mental illness, you will totally get it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It's almost better if you don't understand a movie like this, but I think it's important even for people who are very, mentally healthy to know that, because, I think it's, especially in today's world, it's harder and harder to have good mental health because everything is shit all the time. And so many bad things happen. And yeah, I don't know.
It's a very intense film.
It's what happens is Mercy is on these pills, which they don't ever name drop what they are exactly.
She's on 4 different bottles of pills, 4 or 5 she had.
Yeah. And they prevent her from having big episodes. They don't always stop them completely, but they make them to where she's a lot better, which if you take mood stabilizers of any kind, you know how it feels to miss a dose, and you know what it's like when you're not on it, and the people around you know what you're like when you're not on it. So she thinks she has enough, but she ends up running out.
Yeah, she's at her therapist, and she's talking to the therapist and saying that, she had a small episode after the funeral, but nothing big, nothing that she couldn't handle. It'd been almost a year since she'd had a big episode. Yep. And her therapist asked her, do you have enough meds to keep you going? And she said, yes, I think so. And she said, well, if you get low, you have to call, and the doctor will call stuff in.
Mm-hmm. But she runs out on a Thursday and
couldn't reach him on Friday, which a lot of doctors are closed on Fridays. But you knew as soon as she said she had enough that it was all going to go bad.
So one of the cool things that they did with this movie is they announce each new day. And initially, because I think the first day that we see is either Monday or Tuesday, I was like, oh, this bitch is not going to survive the weekend.
Yeah, no, I thought so too.
I really thought that she was going to I was really worried.
Well, remember, it takes a few days for the effects to completely wear off to where...
Yeah, and that's the thing is, there's this movie's kind of a slow burn, and the horror is kind of a slow burn, too. She starts just kind of hearing...
Thumps.
Yeah, thumps.
Thumps, that really bothered me. The thumps.
Yeah, and she has some weird smells occasionally, and she's having nightmares, and so it starts off very mundane, and it really amps up later on.
A lot of the nightmares are her boyfriend, and when they had the car accident, he was thrown from the vehicle, and he hit a tree with his head. And so when she got to him, he did not look very good. Mm-mm. So she's having these recurring nightmares of him. But even those are kind of, as she starts into the psychosis or episode, she is comforted that he's there. Even though he looks all messed up and his face is all bloody and his eyeballs hanging down, he is comforting for her to be there because she loves him.
And she misses him.
Yeah.
The loss is still fresh, obviously.
Yeah.
One thing that I wish they had just waited a little bit longer to reveal was the thumping.
Yeah.
I loved this reveal. It was so good. It's a really dark movie. It sounds bad when I say that. This was a good twist. It was revealed. She calls Mackenzie over, and she's like, I have something I need to do, but I'm too scared to do it by myself. Like, can you please just be with me when I do this? And she opens up her parents' old bedroom door, which she had not been willing to go into that room, like, at all. Like, she had her bed out in the living room of this house. Like, she was not willing to be in the bedroom at all. When she opens the door, she has this vision of her mom hanging. Mm-hmm. Her mom had hanged herself. And as a child, Mercy had found her.
Yes.
And
she's just sitting there thumping. It's her mother.
Yeah.
Thumping into the wall.
And it's the thump that she had been hearing. And that, to me, was almost on par with the reveal of the bent neck lady in The Haunting of Hill House.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was, like, jaw dropped.
Yeah. I never expected it to that. And not at all. It was a great reveal. But, yeah, maybe it was too soon. You think?
I mean, this is the thing.
She had already been spiraling for a couple days by the time she called Mackenzie over. But
and it's important to know, okay, so she sees this and she scrambles backwards, she's screaming, and her friend was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then this made me laugh a little bit. Mercy was like, it's fine, I just haven't gotten enough sleep. Like, it just freaked me out.
I would not have left my friend. She'd have been in the car and we'd have been gone. I don't care. I'd have hog-tied you if it was you. I would have. I'd have been like, no, something's not right. She's seeing things. And then before that, though, was the reveal about her dad, too, right? That was before the mom.
Yeah, she had she had found a box of VHSs. And a lot of it was just, like, mundane stuff, films of her playing with her mom in the yard, ballet recitals as a child. I don't think
she knew what happened to her dad.
Yeah, because we never hear her mention him or talk to him or any of the other characters in the movie talk about it either. Yeah. And honestly, her dad, through his little home videos, seems to have the same issue Mercy does.
Yes.
Except he was totally unmedicated.
Yes.
And so one of the tapes that she puts in is her father's suicide.
Yeah, that one was rough on me.
That sucked. He shot himself with a shotgun. And that definitely did not help her
her mental health, her state. Because it's you're seeing videos prior to that of her and her mom out in the yard, and she's smiling and waving and running up to the camera like, "Oh, Daddy." And I wonder if her mom had just been like, "Oh, he just left," or he died, but that kind of explains what sent her mother spiraling into committing suicide. Because her mom got mad at her dad because
it's revealed through other, like, kind of video diaries that he's filming around the house trying to catch the voices and the scratching and the stuff that he's hearing. And, of course, there's nothing there. And he, at one point in a video, says, leave me alone. I just want to be left alone for a little while.
Yeah.
And that's when Anne, Mercy's mom, is like, fine. Me and Mercy are going to stay with my mom for a few days. You need to get your shit together. And she left.
Yeah.
And this is the thing, and this is, I think, the hardest part about the whole subject matter is, yes, her father desperately needed help. But there's only so much you can do for a person because they have to want help too. And you can't force someone to help themselves. And so I think a lot of people would be like, well, Anne was a total bitch to him. Like, how could she do that? And it's like, well, she had Mercy to think about. And he said he wanted to be alone. And it's that line. You toe that line. Like, okay, you want to give a person space, but you're worried about them. And sometimes people shouldn't be alone.
And sometimes you don't realize that they're actually mentally ill. For her, she could have thought, maybe he's just staying up too late. He's not getting enough sleep. He's, just a little off. And you're arguing because you don't understand what's happening. And for people that don't understand mental health issues, it's that line of, oh, just get up, you'll be fine. Oh, you'll be fine, it'll change. Oh, and yes, tomorrow, and I'm 100% that person, this will pass. This definitely will pass. You will have brighter days. You just have to hold on. I'm going to cry. Fuck. But when you're in that state, you don't know that tomorrow's better.
Yeah.
All you see is that either the world is ending around you and you're the cause of it, so everyone would be so much better off if you were just gone.
Yeah.
Or you're just so far gone that there is no rationality that you can think of anything other than, I just need this to stop.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's stay is all I can say to anybody that's in that stay. Just a little longer. Reach out. Yeah, this one hit me hard. Because I know we've told you guys before, but 2 months ago, a little over 2 months ago, I lost my cousin to suicide. He took his life with a gun. So that scene in this movie, whew! I was fine in the theater though, but man, when I walked out to my car, that was it. So anyway, back to the movie. Enough about me. Jeez, oh Pete.
Well, no, it needs to be said. So I mean, I think that's probably, it's never explicitly said, but I think that's a big reason why Anne eventually took her own life as well, because she probably felt extreme guilt for leaving him.
I 100% think that, yes, I don't think she was, let's say, mentally ill in the beginning. I don't think she...
There wasn't any sign that we as an audience saw.
I think when her husband did what he did, she took on all of that pain and all of that guilt. And that can push a person, to a horrible place too, which led her right down to probably why she took her life. I 100% believe that was why. Again, I didn't write the movie, but it's kind of what I got out of it.
So, yeah, Mackenzie actually tries to take her out one night, and...
Oh, that was horrible.
They see a band at a local, dive bar or whatever, and she starts hallucinating there. She starts seeing Alex, and she ends up vomiting and hyperventilating in the bathroom, and Mackenzie has to take her home, and she blacks out.
Yeah.
And she's like, I just haven't been eating.
and Mackenzie stayed the whole night with her. She's like, I couldn't leave you. You're my best friend.
Yeah, I wasn't going to leave you. And I have been there. I've been exactly in Mackenzie's shoes. I related to Mackenzie a lot in this movie, actually. Because I've, thankfully, never been bad enough to descend into a psychosis like Mercy has, but I've had friends who have towed the line many times, and I've had to be the Mackenzie. And it's uniquely horrible to be that person as well.
Oh, yeah. Because you feel helpless. You're doing your best to help, but you can't fix everything. You just can't fix it. And I've been that person holding my children in my arms, watching them break. And that's... Yeah, and I had mental illness, have mental illness in both sides of my family too, so...
Yeah.
Ugh.
it just keeps getting worse.
It does. It's so bad.
She
My heart breaks for her.
Yeah, she hallucinates that Alex comes and attacks her and tries to slit her wrist. And when she kind of wakes up, she sees... Well, she sees Alex in the corner, and he's got his guts hanging out and stuff, and he's using his own blood to draw something on the wall. And he's
just dipping his hand right in there. This scene, I was like, oh, guys.
It was pretty gross.
Yeah.
And when she wakes up, she sees written in blood, "Don't take your pills, I don't want to leave."
Yeah.
Which was another part of the movie that I really liked.
Me too.
Because I don't know, I think it just resonated because you know immediately that Mercy hurt herself to write the blood on the wall, but the way that the movie goes about showing that, I thought was just very smart.
Mm-hmm.
And also very chilling.
Oh, terrifying. Yeah.
Because
can you imagine hallucinating like that and all along it's you hurting yourself? And this happens, people. This is not something that this film team made up. There are actual cases of real people that people love and know where this has happened, where they see these terrifying things, where they hurt themselves and they don't even know that they've hurt themselves.
Yeah. And she just bandages her arm and kind of moves on with her life. Now, at this point, she decides to board up the
room.
The room.
The bedroom.
And that is also not something that someone who is mentally sound would do. But she does end up reaching out to Mercy again because she hallucinates that Alex attacks her and slits her wrist again, and then she wakes up and there's more blood written on the wall. I think it said, "I have no power of my limbs," or "I have no control of my limbs," or something like that. And she finally does call Mackenzie over, and she tells Mackenzie, like, "I think there are people living in my house, and they're hurting me, and I can hear them, and I can smell them." And this was really good acting, by the way. This was a really good scene. And Mackenzie's like, "Let me guess, they did that to your wrist, too." And Mercy's like, "Yes!
Yeah.
They want to kill me." And this is kind of Mackenzie's breaking point.
Yep.
Which is fair.
Of course.
Because, there's blood like all over the walls, which she does try to scrub off, by the way.
It doesn't work very well.
And, she's Mackenzie comes in and she's trying to help her, and she's trying to get her to go to the doctor, and Mercy isn't capable of listening to her.
No, because she's too far into
And
her.
I can't say, like, what is the right answer? Should she have called 911?
For me, yes. 72-hour hold.
Yeah. Get her back on her meds. It's
scary and it's terrifying, but at that point, it's either you make your friend mad, pissed off, they don't talk to you, they lose it, whatever. Although things could get much worse. Or maybe tomorrow you wake up and your friend's gone. Or worse, something else has happened. But
yeah, they have a big blow up fight, and Mackenzie's like, I can't, you won't get the help you need. I can't keep watching you do this to yourself. And this was another moment where I really related to Mackenzie. Because as someone with mental health issues, and as someone who has friends with mental health issues, it can be really fucking hard to be a friend to someone with mental health issues. Mm-hmm. It's hard, and I'm not trying to say that it's anybody's fault. It can be really rough, and it can take a toll on you to be friends with someone like that. And that's not to say that it's not worth it to be friends with someone like that. It's just, that's the reality of it. Like, it's just really hard.
It is. It's very hard.
And again, this is coming from me. I have my own mental health issues. I've been to therapy on and off since I was 13. I've been on lots of different medications, so it's not like I'm not speaking from experience or whatever, but it just resonated with me. Because, I mean, definitely, like, at this point, I agree. Mackenzie should have called the authorities in some capacity, whether it was Mercy's therapist or her doctor.
Yeah.
Maybe not 911, but, like, you know, she should have probably reached out to someone, and maybe things would have been different.
I think, too, though, and I think this is a really great thing about this film, is that puts that out there. Because how many times are you afraid to overstep?
Yeah.
How many times are you afraid you don't know what to do? I had this talk with my cousin the other day. It was his son that lost his life to suicide. And he said that his daughter had come to him one night and said, I have this friend. They're sending me these messages. I don't know what to do. She told me not to tell anybody. And he said, we're calling 911. And so they called 911 and they went, and she was put under a 72-hour hold, and she was mad at the girl, but she was here the next day, and her parents came to them and said, thank you so very much. And I don't think we know this. I don't think we know that it's okay to do that too, because they might hate you. I can live with that if they live. Yeah. If they just get over that hump of where it is impossible to climb, where they feel like there's no way out. If you hate me for the rest of your life, but you're here to have your life, okay.
Yeah.
And it's a really hard call to make. I just don't know. And unfortunately, sometimes we don't get that many clues that it's happening.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you have those very silent mentally ill people who just do their thing and you don't even know.
Yeah.
But I do think that this movie gave it a really great thing. Like, it's okay to reach out. It's, you know, she didn't know she could, and then she went back to try.
Yeah. So they have this huge blow up fight. Mackenzie leaves. This part kind of made me laugh. When Mackenzie gets home, she goes to call Mercy, and it's ringing, and she's like, don't pick up. We have literally all been there. Like, you call a person and you just want to leave a voicemail. Like, you can't face talking to them right then.
Yep.
You just need to be able to leave a voicemail. So that was great. And so she did. She was like, you know, I'm sorry for snapping at you. I can't even imagine what you're going through. I want you to know that I'm here for you. You can talk to me, and I want to apologize. Well, Mercy doesn't get it, because
she's really spiraling.
It's bad, because her arm is all bandaged, and she starts to, like, kind of itch at it obsessively. And so I watched this movie again last night, and I turned the subtitles on because I'm a deaf bitch.
Oh, I can be too. Subtitles have been very frequent lately.
And there's a lot of stuff that I missed in the movie being said that I was able to pick up from watching it with the subtitles. And she does hear voices a lot, actually, which, like, you can hear them without the subtitles, obviously. But again, I have serious issues with comprehending what I'm hearing right then, so I miss a lot. One of the things that the voices were saying was, it's not your arm, it's not your arm, it's not your arm. And she goes into the shed and takes out a fucking...
skill saw.
Yeah.
Like, it just... an electric saw, vroom, table saw, yeah, just skill saw, it's a skill saw. She takes it out and she She cuts her hand off.
Most of her arm.
Most of her arm below the elbow,
Yeah.
She just, and she's sawing it. Now, mind you, this girl has no medication. She's screaming, but
blood is spraying everywhere.
And then she has enough sense to wrap it up.
She does pass out.
She does pass out. I don't know how she didn't bleed to death.
Yeah.
Arteries.
I don't know how she didn't pass out from
the pain.
Yeah.
It had to have been the psychosis. The absolute...
There's just a total disconnect. Like, obviously, it was very painful. She was screaming, but it wasn't enough for her. Like,
she had to get it off because it wasn't hers.
Yeah.
She was so freaked out. That makes me so sad. So incredibly sad. And I'm going to say this again. We, as a country, fail everybody when it comes to mental health. We fail everybody.
Bad. It's a big fucking joke.
It is. Yep.
And it's fucking demonized. Like, we have these fucking white dudes behind their fucking podcast microphones who are like, it's fucking not manly to go to therapy, and like, you better never cry, and you know, like, all this bullshit.
Yeah.
And I do think the mental health crisis tends to be a lot worse for men because of toxic masculinity. 150%. I think it's a huge fucking issue. And you have these people who just push that narrative all the time. But
because they're stuck in it, because that's what they were taught.
Yeah.
So then they're fighting whatever demons they have. And we have Marines that come home from whatever they've been through, or any other service member, and they have no one to talk to about what they've done, what they've seen, where they've been. But that's an example. But don't you, because you were a military man, don't you talk to nobody. Don't you do it. Or because you're a boy, boys don't cry. Fuck you, dude.
It's the dumbest shit.
Let people release what they have. Let them talk about what's going on in their life, and do not shun them or make them feel like they're evil or vicious or wrong because they're hurting inside.
Or less of a man or woman.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Not that there aren't vicious, evil people out there that, well, not saying that, but stop making mental health covered under the stigma of being weak, or I don't know.
And it's so ridiculous. This is the thing that confuses me about it too, is like, you have there's so much shame and, like you said, stigma surrounding mental health issues and stuff like that. And then, but on the flip side of it, Hollywood glamorizes it and makes mental illness cute and trendy. And like, just an example I can think of right now, 13 Reasons Why, that TV show, there was no fucking reason to show that girl slitting her wrist the way they did.
No. Agreed.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And they faced a lot of backlash for it, and good. Fucking good. They should have. Yeah. Because it wasn't done in the way that this movie succeeds. Okay? This movie shows how ugly mental illness can be. And how...
Yeah, there's no glamorizing anything here.
No,
it's from the start, it's...
And I don't think
painful and horrible, and...
I don't think it's like torture porn either. You know, how some movies are just violent and gory for the hell of it. You know, I don't...
No, there's gore in this, but not...
I think everything they do is pretty purposeful.
Yeah. No, I was like waiting for it to be more gory. To be honest, I was kind of surprised.
Yeah.
No, and you know me, I can be kind of prudish. I'm old. Raised in the 80s. But, no, like I said, I was really into it. I really enjoyed it. And I don't know any of the cast or the crew or the directors. I don't know them personally. But I'm just very impressed with it, that they're doing this. And then I had no idea that it was mental health awareness. I did not know this when I went to see it until Nick stood up and said, okay. And I feel like they did a very good job, because you know what? Mental health, like you said, is ugly. It's terrifying. It's not. Oh, I don't want to take my meds today. I'm just unhappy.
Yeah.
Let me do a little heart under my chin. No, it's not like that. And maybe not everybody's as severe as Mercy is in this movie.
Right.
But
there are definitely degrees.
Exactly. And maybe you are making a heart. I'm sorry if you are. Maybe you are. I don't know what your mental health issues are. So, stupid Becky, shut up. But
No.
This movie made you see the ugliness, the twistedness, and even Roger was like, they did good. They did good. And this is my man who's all like, oh, you don't need a counselor. Oh, you're strong and tough, blah, blah.
He does kind of have to slough off that toxic masculinity.
He has a ton of it. Yes.
It's not his fault, but he can overcome it.
Yes.
It just reminds me of this one post I saw. This was years ago, back when I was on Tumblr. Shout out Tumblr. That tells a lot about my mental health right there. If y'all know what Tumblr is. Anyway, it was just like, it was just two people talking, and this one girl said, I can't believe people's depression gets so bad that they don't brush their teeth. And the person answered, people's depression gets so bad that they kill themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Be for fucking real.
Exactly.
It's such a slog to get through life sometimes when you have issues like this. And it's, why does brushing your teeth matter when you don't want to wake up tomorrow?
Exactly.
And I just think this movie does a good job of showing that aspect of it. Because, this movie gets fucking crazy, especially towards the end. Like, it's...
She cuts her own arm off with the skill saw.
Yeah. And...
her little stump. Oh my.
It was... So, that scene where she cuts her arm off, as well as the scene a little bit later on, both were really, I think, a nod or homage to Evil Dead. Have you ever seen those movies?
Yes.
Okay, so Ash in The Evil Dead, he cuts off his arm with the chainsaw. Yep. So I kind of thought of that. And then, so at this point, she's obviously deep in her fucking psychosis, okay? When she passes out, she has this dream psychosis vision type deal of this. She's wearing this crown. She's whole again. She's not missing an arm.
Yeah.
And she's... there's like this half-naked god-type man figure with a weird ball thing on his head.
I know, the ball thing reminds me of the old, sea diving things.
Oh, the bombs?
Yeah.
You're talking about? Oh, no.
No, the
actual dive suits.
Yeah.
The old dive. Yeah, with the Cyclops-looking window in there.
Yeah, no, that was scary and weird.
And he's talking to her about how she's a sinner and stuff. And when she wakes up, Mackenzie is knocking on the door.
Yeah, but she does not know it's Mackenzie. She's hearing these thumps.
She fully does not know what's going on, what's real, what's going on at all. She ends up finding the shotgun.
And all she hears is what she thinks is someone coming to get her, to kill her.
Yeah, she hears like a monstrous voice. The same voice that told her that her arm wasn't her own and all that stuff. And so when she opens the door... she shoots Mackenzie.
Yeah.
More than once.
Yeah.
That's how far gone she is. And she does realize it.
Way too late.
Yeah. But it's... again, she's too far gone to know, like, oh, I should call somebody.
Yeah.
Instead, she...
decides to bury her friend.
Yeah, she decides
one-armed.
Dump her body, and while she's trying to dig the grave, the hallucinatory voice gets way worse and talks about how she needs to just get rid of her brain, how her brain wants to kill her and she should just scoop it out, and how she has a gun, she can do it.
Look how peaceful her friend is over there. Doesn't she look happy?
You could be with Alex again.
Yeah.
So one thing that I forgot to mention is before it gets really bad, the basically the morning it gets really bad, she gets in the autopsy report in the mail. And I don't know if you saw this. I didn't see it at first, but it talks about all the wounds and stuff on the body.
Mm-hmm.
Alex had a tumor.
Oh,
and
I didn't
that's
see that.
That's what he was hiding from her.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's rough.
I had to, like, pause the movie and process for a minute when I saw that, because I was like, okay, obviously that's what he was hiding from her.
Yeah.
This is so easy to miss, and is such a cool little detail that they included. Because, I mean, you do, like, the camera does pan down to the autopsy notes and stuff like that, but you see it talks about lacerations and broken bones and stuff like that, and you're like, oh, okay, he was in a fucking car accident. It makes sense.
Yeah.
But it's further down.
So unless you're actually really reading.
Yeah. So I'm sure that's a huge thing that triggered her even deeper into the psychosis, because she, again, was fighting with him about him hiding something from her. And for it to be something like that is just so fucking tragic.
Yeah, for sure. Ugh. Good job, guys. Man.
It's so impressive. Like, the
whole story and the way they handled it. Yeah, I was really impressed with them all. Great cast, great director.
The music was great too. There was some really weird fucking music in this. There was this one band that they used called Thorn Witch. That music is fucking creepy and weird, and it was perfect for this movie. I don't know. It doesn't seem like this person has, like, a ton of like, a huge following or anything. But the music was very creepy and super cool. It was a great addition to...
Yeah, no, everything. Yeah, it was great. I think they did a really good job.
Some of the more, like, nostalgic pieces of the score that played reminded me a lot of the music that they used in Mall Walk.
Oh, yeah. I can see that.
Like when she was having the flashbacks of her with her parents and with her with Mackenzie.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. So, yeah. Like, the music was super well done. There's even this scene where she does this weird mockery of a ballet dance.
Yeah, that's just weird.
And that was an extremely unsettling and creepy scene, too.
It was so creepy. So creepy. She did a really good job. I was impressed with her acting in this one.
So, when she wakes up, because she passes out after burying her friend, she
is happy.
Yeah, she goes to the road and confesses her sins to the rotting corpse of Alex.
Yeah.
And she gets hit by a car.
I still don't know how that guy was going that fast and didn't see her, but he did.
He was probably looking at his fucking phone.
Probably. Driving down a dirt road especially, right?
Nothing drives me more crazy than seeing people driving on their fucking phones. Like, I will be driving and it will be so obvious that you were fucking texting on your phone. Fuck you. Get off your fucking phone. Pull over.
She does. I've picked up my phone before and she's like, "Do you not value my life?"
I've said exactly that.
So, I don't do that when she's in the car.
You shouldn't do it at all, bitch.
I know. It's illegal anyways. I'm going to go to jail if I do. I don't want that.
For legal purposes, Becky has never picked up her phone while driving.
No.
One of the final scenes in this movie is she's dying. And this angel, very biblical angel, by the way, with multiple arms and eyes and a bunch of crazy shit, comes down and, like, opens up its stomach and she sees this burning flame. And it purifies her, I guess.
Yes.
That's how she feels about it. Because
Yeah.
she's smiling when she dies.
Yes.
But it's fucking terrible. It's so tragic. It just makes me so sad. Which is obviously the point.
Of course.
And again, this was just excellently done.
Yeah, no, I agree. It was very good.
I feel like the only thing that's holding them back at this point is budget. Like, if they had somebody just throw a bunch of money at them, like, that's my dream for them. Like, I just want them to be well-funded because I can't wait to see what else they do.
I know. I'm excited to see. I really want to have Keegan go meet them all because I think he would fit right in and love to help do whatever they're doing.
I know. They're always looking for crew and...
Yeah. Like I said, I watched the whole thing, was fine through the movie. In fact, at the father's suicide scene, Sydney reached over and grabbed my hand because it was pretty intense for me. And I was fine. But, man, I walked out of that movie theater and it's like all of that had just come rushing back. I had just been to my cousin's grave that day to visit him.
Well, and this is the other thing is neither of us noticed it when we first came in, but we saw it when we came out. They had set up booths about suicide prevention and mental health awareness with like a bunch of literature and pamphlets and resources and stuff, and that was also a great move on their part.
No, 100%. Good for them. I am just really impressed that this group of young people really went to this length to portray serious mental health issues in the way they did.
Yeah.
It was dark, and it was vicious, and it was, like Nick said, intense, and yeah, maybe weird. But it was not weird for someone that's mentally ill. I mean, that's...
Yeah, there's that one quote that I kind of roll my eyes at, but it is true. Like, what disturbs the comfortable comforts the disturbed.
Yeah.
You know, I probably butchered it, but you get the gist.
Yeah. So, no, great. It was very good, and I am going to watch it again. I just was going to last night and decided to fall asleep doing laundry, so, yeah.
It's just funny the amount of people that their comfort genre is horror or scary movies or whatever. Yeah. But it makes sense because it's not happening to you, right? It's something that you have no control over, and that's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice to just have something resolved like that, you know? Even if it doesn't have a happy ending necessarily.
True.
So, that's... Bad things happen here. We both really liked it. This movie isn't going to be for everyone, and it is extremely triggering, so...
Extremely triggering. You have to be prepared that it is super intense.
Yeah.
There's just no other way to state that fact. It's just super intense, and it's super honest and raw and brutal. And good for them.
And we'll link their website when we share this. And if you guys want to watch this movie, I'm pretty sure you can purchase it on their website. We purchased copies when we went to the premiere to see it. So they're always looking for crew and money and even just sharing.
Yeah, get their name out there.
I mean, they're blowing up already. Like, they've been meeting people at Motor City Nightmares and stuff like that.
We need to do that. We need to go to there.
They're actually going to be showing this movie in Detroit at one of the AMC theaters.
I'm so excited for them.
So that's fucking awesome. So when that comes around, I'll have to share that. We'll share it.
She'll have to share it. I don't exist anymore. Just teasing. Just teasing.
Sorry, you also have access to the Becks Facebook page, by the way.
I do.
Just want to say. So, yeah, we were super excited to see this movie. We liked it.
Super excited to share this episode with you about it.
Yeah, please check them out. Watch Flesh, too. Like, it's their first film, and it's still impressive to me, I think.
There is one scene in that movie. I can't. You know which one I'm talking about.
I do.
Ugh.
Maybe we'll have to do an episode on that.
I think we should, because I want to share the zombie deer thing.
So
Tried to tell Nick about that, but he was so busy. I was like, Roger and I saw a zombie deer. He's like, super cool. I'm like, yeah, well, it wasn't.
it was so traumatic.
It was so
Don't
bad.
say it was cool, Nick.
No, you have no idea. You're probably thinking something totally different than what really happened, buddy. Someday I will tell him.
No, and I love how busy it was. I love
Me
how
too.
chaotic it was
Yep.
with them doing signatures, and I'm done gushing.
They have super cool t-shirts too, probably on their website too.
Yeah.
We have a couple of them, so yeah.
So yeah, we'll share their website so y'all can follow all of them. Just keep an eye out on all the cool shit that they're doing.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just surreal because I remember Bill, one of the people who's worked on both of these movies, and he also designed our artwork and wrote our theme song, by the way.
Yes, he did.
We starred in a play in high school together, and he's so talented. Like, I can't even, I'm done gushing.
I
Anyway.
giggled because I saw a post from Nick's mom on Facebook, and she said she can remember when he was 9 years old and promised her if she gave him a video camera that he would make a movie someday.
Yeah.
And now he's 2 in, and yeah, she said it was a super proud mom moment standing there watching it on the big screen. I'm like, yeah, how could it not be? That's super cool. Good for them.
Yeah. So yeah, that's Bad Things Happen Here. Give it a watch. Support small creators. We're all poor.
We are. No kidding.
Whether it's just by sharing, when people post things, or, buying merch, or, whatever you can do. Every little bit matters, even if it's just hitting the like button or
One extra follower, things like that.
It makes a huge difference.
It does.
So just support small creators. Smart
them.
Small local creators. And take your meds.
Please. You won't feel better off of them, even though you might think you will. And don't forget, reach out. There's hotlines out there.
988 is the suicide hotline. You can text them, too.
Yes,
You can
if
text
you're not comfortable
or
calling.
call or chat with 988, which is the suicide helpline. So if you or someone you know is struggling with thoughts like those portrayed in this movie, or really any horrible thoughts about yourself or others, reach out, because there are people who love you and who care, and the world is better with you in it.
For sure.
Today the pod, tomorrow the world. My name is Sydney Rebecca.
And I'm Rebecca Snow.
And we're the Becks.